Good morning, and welcome here on my working table. My name is Lisbeth, and I'm Danish, so pardon my bumpy English. But if you're new here on my channel, a warm welcome to you, and also a warm welcome to you, loyal and trusty viewers and YouTube friends. When I stood up this morning, I really was in the mood for some jelly printing. I don't jelly print so much anymore as I have done earlier, and that's a shame because I really like it. So I thought today is the day where I will put some hours in this jelly printing session here. And then I also thought about what to do and what plate I want to use and so. And then I got thinking about somebody is starting to call me the circle queen because I really like circles, and that's no secret. But so I had digged a lot of different bits and bobs of materials to use in my jelly printing. Here on my, they are lying here on my table now, and you could see them on the little intro video here when I started this video. So I will be using all these found materials and bits and bobs to print with. And I have also decided for a color scheme, and that would be the earth tones, the orange, yellows, browns, rusty, and with a little of this, what is it called? Alizarin crimson. It's not purple and it's not pink, and it's one color I like because I'm not so pink, and purple is absolutely not a color I use a lot of. But in this color scheme, and I will mix and match it and put a little white in some of it and perhaps a little black in some of the colors, and don't know. And I also have another round jelly plate here, and I have been thinking about if it's possible, yeah, it probably is, to put paint on this and put that down on here and see if I can transfer that way. That would I experiment with also. But what to do with these prints? And then I got thinking about 1,000 years ago. Yeah, that is a little overestimated perhaps, but in my 30s, I made cards for shops that were selling equipment and clothes for children. So and they were made of I made them of some cardstock, where I had these long strips here. I can show you one here. It is 15 centimeter this way, and that way it is 32 centimeters, and it is such a nice quality. And then I scored it there and scored it there, so there was 2 folds, and then I could do something there and flip that down, and then people could write there. And I have a stack of them still left, and I use them sometimes for different things. So I think I will make a bunch of these and only print on one side, and then I can figure out how to score them, and then I will hinge them together. And yeah, I don't know quite about that yet, but some sort of concertina book, and perhaps I will do a little stitching on it when I'm done. And that is why I don't want to do anything on the back, because again, if I score several times, I can glue together there and glue together there. I haven't quite decided that yet. So for now, and in this video, it will be about a lot of overlapping prints on these pieces of cardstock here. So that is the plan for today, but you never know what happens. That is the funny thing about making videos or in life in so many ways. You never know when you get up in the morning what will happen here when you start with something creative. So Just a little tip before I start printing here. Let me say I have a Ko-fi account, and if anybody feels like it, you are able to support my work here on my channel, and also the one who has been doing some of the challenges I'm doing for free. You are welcome to support me there. And I would say thank you so very much for those of you who already have supported me. I'm so grateful for that somebody wants to do that. But in any way, don't feel obligated. But there's a link here below under the little word more. And also under the little word more, I think I will put a link to the playlist with jelly printing techniques, because I put all the, there are a few, but of these videos with jelly printing techniques, and also about book constructions. I can put link there also. So enough of me, yada derudad, and talking. Let us get started. When I'm jelly printing, I'm taking my rings off because I am rubbing on thin paper. But here in this case, it is a heavy, not heavy, I don't know how many GSM it is, but I don't think it matters here. But I have friends who are so nice that they are giving me all sorts of things. And recently I got these two things from a friend, and I think it is from a lab where they have small pipettes or doing something with testing something. So I will try to use them. And then I have some that is from the inside of a painter's tape, some cardstock, a wooden something, a piece of bubble wrap I have cut out, a coaster. This is from a glass of herrings where this was sitting in the top, and this is also some cardboard, and this is cork, and I have some different other round things like this, and you can see it's all things that has no value as such other than me that is going to use them for printing. But I thought I would try to use these. And in this session here, she also gave me this spool that has been thread on it, I think. In this session here, I think I will go for thin layers, because I would rather have many layers, and that is why I would not put perhaps so much paint on as I normally do, and sometimes perhaps not all will come up, but then I can put more layers on and build up that way. But I will have to get this plate going, so I will start with this quite strong color. Oops. There and there. And yeah, what do a wise woman do? I think it is easier if I roll this way here, because I am on a video here. And what is that there? Just mix and match it a little. And here beside me I just have a piece of copy paper, so I can roll off. I can perhaps put it a little there and there. And then I think I will just try to press this down and see if I can make marks. Yes, I can. There. Now there's sitting some crunch there, so I will, that looks yummy. I will remember that. And then I will take this, and this here fits exactly on my gel plate. So, but I think I will go a little in, so I'm not get any white borders. And Yeah. Yeah. And that looks like this. And there's still something sitting on there, but I don't want it here on this here, so I'll take a new one. And I think I will let this dry a little and put another more translucent layer on it. So I will just wait a second until it is so dry now. So I have this transparent red oxide here, and I will just put a little dab of that on here. There's a little piece of something sitting there, but I'll take care of that. And then I will take another one here and go a little out here. I think I will find a piece of paper I can put over here so I don't get smudge on my fingers. Oh yeah, now we're talking. That looks nice. And it is curling, but I think it will flatten out, and then I will see to get rid of that. So I will prepare for the next thing. I've taken a dark brown and this alizarin crimson. And when you have several colors on your plate and you want to mix them, but not mix them totally, yeah, I've put them there and there, then I would just get some overlapping here. But if I want to mix them totally, I would put them very close to each other and then squeeze around. But I can show you that on one of the others. But here I will just go there, and then I'll go down in the brown here, and then it will be another kind of mixing, a little darker one here. So let us try to make some marks here. I'm just pushing it down and turning it around and squeezing it a little. So let us take this one here. So in this case I could also have just taken half of it and put the other half over here on the other paper I have. So yeah, now let's here. Yeah, and I know I'm a pig here because I know my backside will be smoochy also. Yeah, so it must be there, and doesn't that look yummy? Again, there's sitting a lot there, so and I think it is so dry now, so I think I will go for this here. That's my new paint here, this RAR, and I really like it, and especially like it because it has such a small tip here, so it is much easier to get a nice amount out instead of getting too much paint out. So do we dare to put a small amount of this yellow thing out here? Yeah, let us see here. And that was perhaps too much paint. So I will move some of it off. There. And then I will take this one here. Perhaps just only take half half of it here. Pick it up. Yeah, yummy. And then I will take a new one, and sorry for my arm, but I have my clean papers over here. Then I will take this one here. There. I know this looks quite strange right now because this doesn't look particularly nice, but when you end up with these things, oh my. Yeah, and that's what is coming up here. So I will prepare the next. See, I don't clean it and there's still sitting something there, so I would just let it be. So let me see here what I can put on here. I will see if I can go for a pretty translucent layer. No, not that one. Perhaps a little. These are quite not very handy, these big bottles here. Oops, and again that was again too much, and that is what annoying me with these. There's too much coming out in that what I want, but and there the other I showed you is much smarter. Again I want a thin layer here, and then I will just squeeze this into the paint like that and see what. Yeah, and then I will take this here and put that on here. Again, I think I give up on this. I just would say to myself, I can clean my fingers when I'm done, because yeah, I am not a very neat person when I'm doing this. So up with this. Yeah, something came up, but not much there. And is there anything left? No, not much. I think I will try this again on another place. And again, it needs some more there. I don't like the white, but yeah, I will keep on working, and I think I think you can see what it is I'm doing. I'm building up slowly these layers here. So let me take a blob of this. Oops, yeah, and that was a blob. There, and I think I perhaps want to. Yeah, look up and down my arms, and perhaps a little of the ivory color here in, just a little. That was not a little, but let us mix it. Like that. And let me push this down again. Normally when I'm doing this by myself, I'm standing up, then you can put much more pressure on your things than when you're sitting. Yeah, that looks nice. So let us take this one here. looks nice. But again, it needs something there, but it has to dry a little. I just put a thin layer on what was left and will put that on here, on half of it. And then I can take another half here and let it sit for a little. And this is a little rough, this paper here, so yeah, I'm going between thin layers and not so thin so that it won't be picked up. And that's the tricky part here. Yeah, you can see there's a little coming up of the left, but like that's on here. And now it's starting to get interesting here, you can see. Again, I have rolled the layer out, so I will just dab this in here, there, there, and a little there. And then I will put this there, and then I will see if I can hit that strip there. So it is like playing with Lego, yeah, to get all the white of the papers away. And it is real time this year. I'm not speeding up or doing it slower or anything. And again, that's really yummy, but again, I have so little paint on, so, and that is because I want several layers, and here that was a little coming up. So now this is beginning to look like something, and there, I think the last thing I want to do, if there's white places here, that is to come in with my coffee and spray it a little with coffee. So this paper won't be so screaming white. I don't like that, but now it's beginning to look like something. Again, two different colors rolled on, and this coaster here on, and removing some of the paint. And slam bam on with it here. And I think I will take a new one here. It would have been nice, but of course I could have taken my bigger plate. But the smaller the plate, the more different small things you can put on your paper, and that is the meaning here in this case here. Oh yeah, doesn't that look like, yeah. That makes me happy. Here I've taken some translucent and that pinkish thing there and pull it out like this. And you have to work a little quick because I'm working with such thin layers. And again, I think I will turn it this way here and see if I can put it over there, but the other way. Oh, maybe I won't. I perhaps can put it on there, or half of it on there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where do I want to put this? I will go the other way here. translucent layer of the ochre, and I think I will just go for half of it here, and the other half, where can we put that? Oops, there. Oh yeah, now we're talking. That is so yummy. Next pull here. Yeah, it gets more and more fun. So this paint here is a little translucent, I think. And so I will see if I can do something about the white edges. So for instance there, this white there I don't like, so I will put this on here, and here there is the edge I don't like, and there. That was a little missing there, so I will just blob around here, and there. You can see there's a white one too, so down with it there. Let us just do it like this. Yeah, and then I nearly covered a lot of this up, but that wasn't the meaning. But there. Sometimes when you have leftovers on your roll, you can also just roll on your print. So I will be working a little further on this, and at some point I can show you what these 4 pieces look like, and I don't know if I will make a couple of more of them. I have this little round plate here, so I think I will just put a little paint on that. That is really not much. And then I'll just flop it down here and see what happens. Yeah, that makes it a little more interesting, I think. So I think I will find my coffee, and then I will spray that and say this is nearly done. I know I said I could spray these white areas with coffee, but something happened. I was squeezing something out of this color here, and you can see on the mark that it is translucent. So it is just right now sitting here on my little, we'll see if I can get it, on my little extra jelly plate. And then I just was thinking I will dab my finger in it and see if I can go over some of the white areas instead, and that really makes it sing, and I like it. So I will just be doing that here over some of the places that are more white than others, and because it's translucent you can see the pattern up through, so that is also a way to fix some of your white areas. And now I suddenly think it looks much better. Yeah, I can try a little there also. Yeah, you can see that really makes it pop. So that is, yeah, that is what happened because I was blobbing too much paint out. So suddenly now this strip of paper or cardstock here looks much better to me. So this is also a way you can fix it, but of course you can also take your, if you have your Karen Dax Neo Color 2 and go in and mark with that. But now this suddenly looks more, sorry, more finished to me this way here. There are two places on these papers I don't like. I would like another smaller ring here of something, and there I really don't like that spot there. So I have just taken my little plate here, and I think, yeah, you can use this as a stamp pad. So I will just dump a lid here into my little jelly plate, and then I will see if I can put it in here. Yeah, and that is much nicer. And do I have another one here for this? Yeah, it got a little smudgy, but what the heck. So there's something happening in this area I didn't like very much. So that is also a way, but I think it is a little smudgy. And now I'm so tempted to do it like this, but I think it has to dry a little more. Yeah, just to squeeze these blobs a little more down. And I'm not pressuring, I'm just letting it run over it. And the same here. Yeah, and I like these marks that came there. So I think that is much more interesting and better. Here, this little spool you can see, and I also just came in here and put some marks on. And right now it looks a little strange, but it will be divided up, and I don't know where yet, so perhaps the line will be a little of this there and there, so you don't know where the things will come in. But that is a way you can do it, also stamping on some of your pieces. And I don't mind that some of the things are the same going through the different things here. Like that. And then this little spool here. Yeah, it isn't so clear here, but just like that. And then, yeah, perhaps you will see it, perhaps you won't. That is the meaning of it. I have 4 of these now, and then I will, I think I will print a couple of more of myself, and then I will figure out how to score them, and that will be enough for this video here. So I just want to show you the 7 pieces of paper I ended up with here, jelly printing like a patchwork thing and a little stamping also. And what I will do with them, yeah, I know I will make a concertina book of some kind, but if I will make a square one or a more wonky one, I don't know yet, and I don't know if I will embroider on it or I will collage on it. I haven't thought about that yet because I have to get my mind in gear. I have some thoughts about making a concertina book where it is wonky in some way, but I can't quite figure it out right now, because if I, for instance, divide this up, I have to have a 1 or 2 centimeters to connect to the next. And if I go 8, 10, 12, it would look crazy on the back side, I think, but my my brain can't quite figure it out now, right now. But this will be for the next video in this little series here. But this was the first, no, not the first, one of the prints. They are coming in no particular order, or no specific order. And this was the last pinkish blob I put on there. And again, you can see, doing it like this, then you got it on this side here and on this side here. So you can get a lot of it by dividing up and going over several places on several papers and so on. Some of them I've gone over with a very translucent gold, because I didn't like the white there. But they are quite colorful compared to what I normally do. But it is up my ball game. This is a little more dull, that perhaps a little more me than this pinkish one there. Fuchsia, I don't know what the color is called, but there. And again, some different circles on. And there again, there was a half and a half of these, even better print, but than the previous one. And the last one there, I ended up with a dark blob, but I think that must be that. So this is the 7 pages I have to make some kind of book construction of. And I think I'm satisfied with them, and I don't think I want to put more paint on them. Yeah, I just quite forgot to say I will put them under some heavy books so they can be flattened out. They are a little, not curly, but I like them to be more flat. And if you think they are sticking to each other, because acrylic paint can do that, put some parchment paper in between each one. And when you finally have made your book or whatever you will make with them and they still stick, you can always take a white candle and rub it over, and then it won't stick anymore. Even though you're not into book constructions or using your papers for that, I hope you have been inspired and can see the meaningful thing by using a small plate for bigger papers and make a kind of patchwork with all kinds of different colors and patterns, and do it totally random. Then you never know quite what you get, and that is for me what perhaps is the most interesting thing than, yeah, the thing there by getting something you didn't expect what you get. But then again, often it is like that when you are jelly printing. It is in many ways a very unstable medium to use, because sometimes oh my god, how pretty this is, and sometimes it ends up like you would throw it in the bin. But then again, print again, print again, and print again. The more the print, the more paint you put on. Of course, you have to let it dry once in a while in oh, sorry, in between, because else you end up with some big blobs. So yeah, I hope, as I said, you have been inspired and find this jelly printing way helpful. And if you have, please give my video a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing my little Danish channel. That would be very much appreciated. Also hit the notification bell so you know every time there's coming a new video up. And if you're into jelly printing, look at the playlist I have with different jelly print techniques. And when I have figured out what to do here, there will be a video where I use these papers for a book construction. But until then, I don't think it will be right up to this point, because I think my head is have to go into gear to figure out what to do. But else I would just say, please be playful and be creative. That is so good for your soul. And also I would say, please take care of yourself and take care of people around you. And not but least of all, please be nice to everybody. That's the only thing we ordinary people can do in these crazy times the world are in right now. So do something creative and think of something else and be nice to everybody. That is all I want to say in this video here. So bye bye for now, and see you soon again.